Hey word nerds! So a few weeks ago, myself and three other bloggers got the chance to sit down and chat with Fangirl's author Rainbow Rowell before her signing here in Toronto. It was a lot of fun and I learned so much, but unfortunately I don't have any audio or video of the interview to share with you. So instead, I put together a list of some of the fun facts I learned about Fangirl and its author. I'd hoped to score this with a clip from the official Fangirl audiobook, but it didn't quite work out in time, so instead you're stuck listening to me.
Chapter 1. There was a boy in her room. Kath looked up at the number painted on the door, then down at the room assignment in her hand. Pound Hall, 913. This was definitely room 913, but maybe it wasn't Pound Hall. All these dormitories looked alike, like public housing towers for the elderly. Maybe Kath should try to catch her dad before he brought up the rest of the boxes. You must be Cather, the boy said, grinning and holding out his hand. Kath, she said, feeling a panicky jump in her stomach. She ignored his hand. She was holding a box anyway. What did he expect from her? This was a mistake. This had to be a mistake. She knew that Pound was a co-ed dorm. Is there such thing as co-ed rooms? The boy took the box out of her hand and set it on an empty bed. The bed on the other side of the room was already covered in clothes and boxes. Do you have more stuff downstairs, he asked. We just finished. I think we're going to get a burger now. Do you want to get a burger? Have you been to Pear's yet? Burger's the size of your fist. He picked up her arm. She swallowed. Make a fist, he said. Kath did. Bigger than your fist, the boy said, dropping her hand and picking up the backpack she'd left outside the door. Do you have any more boxes? You've got to have more boxes. Are you hungry? He was tall and thin and tan, and he looked like he'd just taken off a stocking cap, dark blonde hair flopping in every direction. Kath looked down at her room assignment again. Was this Reagan? Reagan, the boy said happily. Look, your roommate's here. A girl stepped around Kath in the doorway and glanced back coolly. She had smooth auburn hair and an unlit cigarette in her mouth. The boy grabbed it and put it in his own mouth. Reagan, Cather. Cather, Reagan, he said. Kath said. Reagan nodded and fished in her purse for another cigarette. I took this side, she said, nodding at the pile of boxes on the right side of the room. But it doesn't matter. If you've got feng shui issues, feel free to move my shit. She turned to the boy. Ready? He turned to Kath. Coming? Kath shook her head. When the door shut behind them, she sat on the bare mattress that was apparently hers. Feng shui was the least of her issues. And laid her head against the cinder block wall. She just needed to settle her nerves.
Overall, this was a fantastic event. She was so nice and so fun to talk to that picking her brain about Fangirl will easily go down in history as one of my all-time favorite book blogger events. So not only did I get my own book signed, but I also picked up an extra signed copy of Fangirl. It reads, "The story doesn't have to end at the end. Rainbow." In 2 weeks, on November 3rd, the Word Nerds will be doing our first ever book club discussion, which is, of course, about Fangirl. Not only will we be talking about the book, but I'm also going to be giving this copy away. So I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work yet, but I hope you'll all tune in and talk to us about the things you fangirl about and this wonderful, wonderful book. I did get some other information out of Rainbow when I had the chance to interview her, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. So it'll turn up on the internet somewhere. That's it for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you on, I think, Tuesday this week.